Morning all, I'm Johnny B and welcome to Sunny Coast Celtic episode 50. How good's that? I've been mumbling on 50 times and I'm still getting people watching it, so that's pretty good. Now look, as I said before, it'd be great if a lot of people's watching it but no subscribing, so please subscribe. I said I wanted to get to 100,000 before Christmas and I've got the 100 in. It's only 102, but we're close enough to 100,000. So thanks for all the people who did subscribe. And as I say, if you like the content, or even if you don't, just subscribe anyway. At least you can get a laugh or have a laugh at me, whatever comes first. Look, first of all, what can we say about the game last night? They're a decent side, Roma. They've came to Glasgow and absolutely gave us a football lesson in the first half. We never helped ourselves with mistakes and getting the ball away and no knowing where we're supposed to be. So yeah, we got a bit of a touch up. Was the second half any better? It was only better because Roma probably just took their foot off the gas a little bit. And 3-0 up, they don't want to get injuries. They could have still scored another couple in the first half. They could have still scored another couple in the second half. Could have been messy. Obviously we could have got back into the game with the Engels penalty, but we never, and that's just how it goes. That's football for you. But look, in regards to the whole thing, I've said before I wasn't sure about the manager. Am I saying he shouldn't be there? I think he's out his depth a wee bit, and I think he's came in and changed too much too quickly. Who do I blame for this? I blame the board. The board, or whoever it is that brought this guy in, with no experience with a big club like Celtic. You've got to have experience with us. You've got to come to Glasgow and know what you're in for. This poor guy's walked in the door, and even his interviews, you can see him struggling a wee bit. And I'm like, nah, he needed more time and more help. He wasn't. I don't think he's ready for Celtic yet. And as I say, I hope I'm wrong and I hope he comes good. But to come in the door and change to a 3-4-3 is pretty bold, and it's great if you win, but it's kind of came back to kick him right squarely in the stones, to be honest with you. I don't see what this three at the back's, not right now. We don't have the players that can do it. Again, he's took Tierney off. He could have took anybody off. I didn't think Kieran Tierney was the worst. I don't know if maybe he's had an argument with him at half time about it. You never know. Kieran might have seen him fucking don't want to play in that formation, but who knows? We're no privy to what happens in the dressing room. But I don't think it's working. You can see we played well in the second half with the same system, but it's because they stopped playing. It was pretty embarrassing, that first half. I mean, I really don't know what skills he's doing for that first goal. If that was up the other end of the park, you'd been going, what a header that was, what a goal, tap corner and all that. But I don't know, did he forget which way he was shooting? I don't know what he was doing there. He was in the wrong side of the player for one. He should have been goal side him. He was in the opposite side for him. So I don't know what happened there. But anyway, it's done and dusted now. But it was just stupidity, I think. Let's go through the team first. Schmeichel, awful. He's got to get dropped after that. How many times did he give the ball away? I just don't know what he was doing. He was trying to flick, usually to come off. See, you're playing against quality players. You can't get away with what you're doing at the back with good players, because they'll press you high. You know, I think the first 2 minutes of the game we got caught and we're in half of the park. We're in corner flag, we'll try to play back, and I'm thinking, fucking hell, where are we going here? And that just set the sight for the rest of the game. It was, honestly, it was a poor watch. But I don't think the formation's helping us. Unless when Alistair Johnson comes back, and I keep saying it, you can probably get away with playing with three at the back. But I don't know. And as I say, Trusty in the middle, or Carter Vickers when he comes back, and Scalesy or Trusty at the left hand side. Then you can push Kieran Tierney up that line a wee bit, because he's good going forward. Yang was alright. I thought Engels tried hard without really getting anywhere. I know he missed a penalty, but anybody can miss a penalty, but he just tried hard and he's kind of putting himself about. I think what we're missing in our team now is somebody with a bit of bite. You know that? You look at that wee stupid Devlin that plays for Hearts. They're on about him, he's shit, right? But he breaks up the play. and he gets tore in and he annoys people. We don't have that type of player. We don't have the player that can go there and stick the boot right through somebody. We were powder puff tonight. Benji was awful tonight. I don't know what happened to him. He must have put the wrong boots on or something, but he was just absolutely hopeless tonight. Hatate tried and he gave the ball away a lot of times, and then other times he was alright. But look, we're three defenders. Again, I think they were like fish out of water. They don't know how to play the system. And you can't, this guy, Brother Wilfred, can't keep persevering with this because he's going to get the same results right now. He's got to try and bite the bullet and go, right, okay, that didn't work right now. Let's get Christmas out of the way. Let's go back to 4-3-3 and get Christmas out of the way. Get these next fixtures out of the way. Because if we go into this game on Sunday, we're going to struggle against St Mirren. And I never thought I'd say the day a cup final against St Mirren, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know how this is going to go. Normally it's a one-sided 3-0, 4-0, but I'm really not so sure now. And it could turn out we could win 3 or 4-0, but last night was woeful, wasn't it? Kelechi should have scored when he went through, just went by the post. He did score and it was offside. He put himself about and he looked a wee bit sharp last night, so maybe he's a starter, and maybe you can put Maeda out in one of the wings. I just please go back to 4-3-3 just to know how we get things sorted. You can't keep playing like this. It's not going to work. It worked for the first 10 minutes of the Hearts game, and after that it's been woeful. Teams know what you're doing, they're picking you apart. We're not finding the spaces that we're supposed to find. I don't think anybody knows the system yet. They're trying to play in it, but you can see they're baffled. So if he does this again, honestly, if the manager gets beat, if we get beat on Sunday, I don't think he'll last after Monday. I really don't. Know if you're going to stick to your guns. I get if you stay like that, if you're winning games, when you know you have to change it. You can play that way when you've got players that fit your system. I don't know any other players that fit that system. And I know people's going to argue and people saying you got to give a guy a chance, but you don't get a chance at Celtic or Rangers. Look what happened to Rankers, right? They've brought in manager after manager. You don't want to keep changing managers like you change your fucking undies, right? But at the end of the day, results count. It's a result-based business. And if we keep serving this, getting beat all the time and serving this up, we're not going to last long. The other thing the board need to do is they need to sort out, well, that's if they're still going to be there, because right now, after this giving Brother Wilfred the job, I think they've made a big boo-boo there. Keeping the fans out. How bad was the atmosphere tonight, or last night? It was awful. There was no singing, there was no nothing. That's usually our 12th man, and it was absolutely missing tonight. So again, the board are digging their heels in for all the wrong reasons. Do you want to win games, or do you want the atmosphere to drop? You must be suffering with people not buying merchandise, not buying food, not buying this. You must be suffering. You're going to suffer even more when the results go down. So the board need to, excuse my language, piss off. Because it's time to go now. Whoever picked this boy is well out his depth. And I go back to saying that, did they try and get other managers before him? I think they did. And people's obviously knocked them back because they've demanded that they're going to pick the team. They're going to decide who comes in. When you get a manager in, it needs to be a strong manager that says, nah, I'm going to play this way and I want to pick my own players. And how much money are you going to give me? And they've obviously asked for it, the other ones, and went, no. You can see the Bruges manager or whoever it was, right? Boda Glimp or even the Ipswich manager, right? Maybe they said we're not ready to come into after Christmas or whatever. We should have just waited. We should have left Martin O'Neill in there. I looked at the Roma coach tonight. He must be the same age as Martin O'Neill, and he's going all right. Why did we not just leave Martin in there until we got all these heavy games out the way? Because he just had a way to win, and we might have got something out of the game last night. We might have beat Hearts, and I'm sure we'd have won the cup final. We went forward 5 steps, and now we've went back 6. I don't know what we're going to do here. Something's going to have to change. Either is it the players that are not standing up and being counted, or are they just baffled by the system? I think it's a bit of both. I think they've kind of given up. I think there's a lot of players that want away, and there's a lot of players that just aren't good enough. But you can't just rip that whole fucking team apart. You've just bought players, you've brought them in. You need to try and play a system that suits the players that we've got in the door right now. And I don't know, I don't think it's a 3-4-3, that's for sure. We'll probably find out on Sunday in the cup final. But fucking hell, that was like watching paint dry today, wasn't it? That first half, you're like, fucking hell. It was like crossing in. It was like a training session for them. They were just knocking the ball about. And we were doing the same, but we were doing it in the wrong end of the field. We never really got involved with the game. Anyway, we've got 2 games to go in Europe, and are we going to get through? I don't really care. Of course you want to get through, but I'm not really bothered. I'd rather the league and the cup and the Scottish Cup. That's our main priority this season. If we can do alright there, then it's not been a real shit season. But I've got a funny feeling we'll be changing manager again soon. And I said it for his first interview, I wasn't 100% sure about him. Normally you can tell with somebody when they talk and there's a bit of authority about them. I don't know, I think he struggled everywhere, even his first interview, even the ones after the game. I just don't think he's ready for Celtic. He should have left America and went to the first division in England or something, you know, and then moved his way up. But to jump in, I think they've just threw him into the fire, and he's just had the biggest baptism ever. And I don't know how he's going to sleep at night, because he'll be up at night trying to think, should I change it? Should I do this? Should I do that? And he'll probably go, no, I don't want to, because then people will say, I fucking knew it. So he's going to dig his heels in. So I don't know what your thoughts are, but it's one of the ones where I'm thinking after this cup final, even if he wins it, I just think we've got a couple of hard games away. I know the players need to stand up. I think he's got to drop Schmeichel now. He's had his chance there. See Kasper, he had a great season last season. See this season he's struggled, and then other days he's been brilliant. But you need consistency, and I just think he's past his step. He's a guy who should go out to Saudi Arabia, make some more money out there, or go to America. Because that league out there, we brought a guy for a league it's no great. If you ever watch that MLS, it's no great. They sign some players like Messi and that's there, but it's because they're not signing with Miami and that because they're a good side. They're signing because they're getting shitloads of money. If somebody offered you more money, you go and take it. It's the same as the Celtic manager. They've offered him this job and he's still, man, I never thought I'd get there. And he's jumped at it with both feet, but he's not ready. And it's a hard one to call, but I think he'll be going soon. And it's not his fault. Again, it's the board's fault. The board employed this guy. He wasn't ready, and they've went and jumped in with both feet. So it's a shocker. So I don't know what we're going to do, but last night, midfield were pretty poor. Bernardo come on, he gave you a wee bit of dig and all that. Again, he lost the ball a few times, and I just think they're all over the place. Nobody seems to know where they're supposed to be playing. Is it because they've not had enough training session? I don't know, I just don't think they're... And maybe they don't want to play, and they're going, well, if we just fuck this up, he'll change it. You know, and I would hate to think they're doing that, but it just looks like something's not right. So, something's going to give here. Either the players, and it's usually the manager that goes first. So anyway, I'll leave you with that thought. As I say, please, if you're enjoying the content, even if it's shit or whatever, hit the subscribe button. And if you don't, your phone will self-destruct within 30 seconds of this video ending. So have a great night, and let's look forward to the cup final, and hopefully we get a bit of joy at the weekend. So anyway, heads up, that was shit tonight. I don't know what to say. I don't want... You're not calling for somebody's head already, but it's getting close if something doesn't change. So anyway, have a great night, day, or whatever it is, and hail, hail.